I got it. Just a second more.
What in the world?
There, it's coming out. You feel
Make
that?
it
It's almost
stop!
gone.
Sir, she can't hear you. Marcus Vale's voice rose with panic. She's deaf. She was born that way. A soft answer came from the corner. Then why did she turn to my whisper? In the nursery, Marcus felt certainty lurch. His daughter Eliza had lived 5 years in silence, and money had never changed it. Yet the maid everyone ignored murmured, and Eliza's eyes snapped toward the sound. Hope and suspicion tangled in Marcus's chest. What secret hid in this house? This is the tale of a tycoon's deaf child and the maid who shook him awake. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Hit the like button and drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. Marcus Vale believed every problem had a price tag. His coastal empire of hotels and glass towers made him a public symbol of success. His mansion above the sea reflected that power. Marble floors, silent elevators, gardens trimmed to the geometry of a garden, and staff who moved like clockwork. He liked order because order meant control. Eliza was his miracle child, born after years of waiting. Marcus pictured her inheriting the skyline he owned. But within months, doctors confirmed she could not hear. Her auditory nerves had never formed. The verdict dropped on him like a door slamming. Marcus chased a loophole with desperate precision. He flew specialists in from 3 continents, tried experimental devices, funded research, and converted a wing of the house into a private therapy suite. Each new hope ended in the same stillness. Eliza adapted with patient bravery. She learned to read faces, to feel music through vibration, to laugh without sound, and to trust her own eyes. Marcus loved her fiercely, but his love was knotted with guilt and fear. Carolyn, Eliza's mother, couldn't live inside that fear. 2 years after the diagnosis, their marriage cracked, and she left, saying the house felt like a shrine to loss. Marcus stayed, telling himself work and willpower would fix what life had broken. The household ran on tradition. Most longtime staff were white, loyal to the Vale name and proud of their proximity to wealth. They were polite to Eliza and deferential to Marcus, but colder to newcomers, especially workers of color who drifted through kitchens and laundry rooms unnoticed. Quiet rules decided who belonged in the foreground and who must remain invisible. So when Aisha Brooks arrived in early spring as a live-in maid, she entered a place that looked flawless, yet carried tension in its air. Aisha was in her early 30s, quiet, precise, and used to being underestimated. Marcus barely registered her hiring. To him, she was another pair of hands. Aisha noticed everything: Eliza's loneliness, Marcus's exhaustion, and the way voices tightened when she passed. The house felt like a door waiting to swing shut again. Aisha's first days were a drizzle of small humiliations. Mrs. Loring, the head housekeeper, handed her the heaviest rooms, rechecked her work twice, and reminded her which stairwells were for staff. She was told to eat after the others, to keep her hair neat for guests, to stay out of sight when Marcus entertained. No one shouted. They didn't need to. The message was clear: be useful. Aisha had cleaned wealthy homes before, and knew this. Choreography of contempt. She focused on Eliza. The child drifted through the mansion, tracing banisters, pausing to feel footsteps thump through wood. She watched mouths with hungry concentration, then looked away when words came too fast. Aisha began leaving little rhythms for her. A tap on a doorframe, 3 knocks and 2, a palm pressed to the piano lid. Eliza responded as if she'd been waiting, copying the patterns on her knee and grinning. Mrs. Loring noticed the bond and warned Aisha not to distract the child. She hinted the family valued professional distance. Aisha understood distance, but she also knew the difference between distance and abandonment. When Eliza sought her hand, Aisha didn't pull away. Marcus saw results before he saw their source. Eliza slept longer, fought therapy less, and met his eyes more often. He thanked doctors and devices, not the maid. At a Sunday brunch with investors, an executive's wife whispered about a stranger serving. Mrs. Loring apologized and promised better optics. Eliza watched the exchange and stiffened, sensing something ugly. After brunch, Eliza tugged Aisha into the garden. She offered a crayon drawing of two figures holding hands beneath a bright sun. She pointed to Aisha, then to herself, naming their connection without sound. The simplicity of it made Aisha's throat tighten. That evening, two senior staff members talked about Aisha near the pantry, saying she was getting too close and might confuse the child. Their laughter was easy, rehearsed. Eliza stood in the hallway unseen, her face pinched and hurt. Aisha knelt beside her and pressed a hand to her own heart, then to Eliza's. A silent promise that the cruelty wasn't hers to carry. Days later, Marcus announced a private visit from Dr. Heller, a celebrity surgeon. The house went into performance mode. Mrs. Loring ordered Aisha to stay, hidden during the assessment because optics matter. Sent Aisha to scrub a back corridor while the doctor toured Eliza's therapy wing. Aisha worked, but her mind circled a detail the experts missed. Elisa reacted far more to vibration and rhythm than to the visual drills. They kept repeating during the assessment. Eliza grew restless, her shoulders folding into defeat as the therapist exaggerated lip shapes. Through a courtyard window, she spotted Aisha passing with linens. Aisha paused and tapped a rhythm on the frame 3 beats. Pause, 2 beats. Eliza straightened and echoed it on her thigh. Dr. Heller asked what it was, and the therapist admitted they hadn't tried tactile rhythm work. The doctor ordered a trial in the nursery. Mrs. Loring objected, but Marcus, desperate for any path forward, summoned Aisha. She stepped into the nursery, past white coats and polished egos, feeling every stare, and for the first time, the person treated as background was asked to lead right now. The nursery fell into a hush. Dr. Heller spoke in calm medical terms while Marcus gripped a chair, torn between hope and prideful doubt. Eliza sat on the rug, eyes fixed on Aisha, waiting. Aisha knelt and placed Eliza's hands on a small wooden drum. She tapped the courtyard rhythm and Eliza breathed with it. Then Aisha guided the child's fingers to her throat and began a low hum, so Eliza could feel the vibration roll under her palm. Eliza's eyes widened. She turned toward the hum as if it were light. Marcus's mind reached for explanations. Coincidence? Overstepping. But Aisha shaped the hum into a gentle pattern she had practiced with taps and touch. A name formed through vibration. Eliza tightened her grip, glanced at Marcus. Then back at Aisha, her lips moved, clumsy but determined, chasing what she felt. Da-da. The sound was airy and small, yet it was sound. Dr. Heller froze. The therapist went pale, and Marcus felt his legs soften. Around them, the polished staff who had mocked Aisha stood stunned, their old certainty exposed. In one breath, Marcus saw the mansion's hidden hierarchy and how it had nearly cost Eliza her voice. He realized wealth had searched for cures, while prejudice had blinded him to help. The miracle wasn't only the word, it was who had unlocked it. His daughter had found her doorway through the woman this house tried to erase. Dear audience, where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments. Testing continued for hours, but the conclusion held. Eliza's deafness was absolute and likely permanent. Yet her sensitivity to vibration and rhythm was extreme. Dr. Heller outlined a plan centered on tactile signing, rhythmic cues, and vibration-based speech training. Eliza thrived quickly. She wasn't fixed. She was finally understood. Marcus faced a harsher truth. He replayed every dismissal he had, accepted the jokes in the kitchen. The hallways Aisha was told not to use, the way she was hidden for appearances. He had assumed expertise, only wore white coats, and spoke with authority. Meanwhile, Aisha had listened with her whole body, the way Eliza was forced to, and found the bridge his money couldn't buy. The next morning, Marcus gathered the staff. Instead of a speech, he changed the structure, letting disrespect breathe. Mrs. Loring was dismissed. 2 others who belittled Aisha were let go. Aisha was promoted to Eliza's full-time aide and invited to every therapy meeting. Some employees grumbled that he was betraying old loyalties. Marcus didn't flinch. Aisha accepted with calm boundaries. She insisted Eliza's progress belonged to Eliza's resilience, not anyone's charity, and that the home must honor that truth. Eliza's first spoken word became a headline. Still, the more profound lessons stayed inside the mansion. Racism often hides in routines that decide who is seen, who is trusted, and who is allowed to help. Suppose a child's path to communication was delayed by that blindness. How many other futures are delayed the same way today?